the symbiotic relationship of the people of India and the stock exchange. A uniquely designed Indian bull, along with the people of India, wherein the bull represents the capital markets and the people of India, the retail investors. NSE plays an important role in safeguarding investor interest and providing a safe, transparent, and compliance-driven marketplace. Indian markets have the unique distinction of active participation from retail investors from the length and breadth of the country. NSE reflects the confidence and assurance in Indian capital market. NSE has enabled the common man to participate and contribute to the Indian growth story and reap benefits of economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, let us greet the chief guest, Shri Ananta Narayanan Ji, whole-time member SEBI, along with our guest of honor, Shri G.P. Garg, Executive Director SEBI, with a resounding of claps. राष्ट्रगान के साथ इस आयोजन का आरंभ होगा. We will commence with the national anthem. Please rise in its honor.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Everybody, good afternoon. It gives me, Manasi, immense delight in extending a hearty welcome to all of you, especially our esteemed guests, distinguished dignitaries, and all you invitees, along with employees of NSE and students from across Mumbai who are present here for this very special event, celebration of World Investor Week 2024. देवी और सज्जनों, एनएसई के शानदार एट्रियम में उपस्थित सभी का मैं मानसी हार्दिक स्वागत करती हूँ. This remarkable event is being celebrated under the aegis of International Organization of Securities Commissions, the IOSCO, and the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI. It is a global campaign dedicated to raising awareness about the importance of investor education and protection. Every year, securities market regulators across the globe come together to celebrate this week with a plethora of activities aimed at empowering investors. From October 14th to 20th, we are thrilled to again join hands with the Securities and Exchange Board of India, the SEBI, our esteemed regulator, to bring this celebration of life here in India. Throughout this week, we have an exciting lineup of new initiatives and events planned for you. These activities are designed not only to educate, but also to inspire, protect, and empower investors, ensuring that everyone is well equipped to make informed financial decisions. So, let us embark on this journey together, embracing the spirit of learning and growth. Your participation is the key to making this week a grand success. So let us make the most of the World Investor Week 2024. Let us get started भारतीय परंपरा के अनुसार दीप प्रज्वलित कर इस समारोह का उद्घाटन होगा. In keeping with the Indian tradition, the function will be inaugurated by lighting the auspicious ceremonial lamp. And to do the honors, I request our chief guest, Shri Ananta Narayanan ji, whole-time member SEBI, guest of honor, Shri G.P. Garg, Executive Director SEBI, Shri Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, NSC, Shri Piyush Chaurasia, Chief Regulatory Officer, NSC, Dr. Harish Ahuja, Head Sustainability Product and Strategy Development, Power and Carbon Markets, Listing Investor Awareness and Services, Social Stock Exchange, NSC, and Shri Vivek Harlalka, Vice President, Investor Awareness and Services, Social Stock Exchange, NSA. Deepene lokana jayati, deepastejo mayaha smritaha, chaturvarga pradodipan, tasmat deep yajet priye. This couplet in Sanskrit translates, the lamp is luminous, its radiance grants victory, its light imparts dharma, artha, kama and moksha, that is, righteousness, prosperity, pleasure and emancipation. This is the significance of lighting a lamp, and hence a lamp should be lit. Lamp, as we know, is also a symbol of knowledge, learning and wisdom. दीप ज्ञान का प्रतीक होता है, हम सभी जानते हैं. हम प्रार्थना करते हैं हमारा जीवन उज्जवल प्रकाशमान हो.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा
निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा.
Moments to be treasured in the form of photographs. So the lamp being lit, the function being inaugurated, Lord Ganesha being propitiated, I request the esteemed guests and distinguished dignitaries to please take their seats in the audience while I call upon Shri Ashish Kumar Chauhan, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, NSC, for the opening address. Shri Ashish Kumar Chauhan.
Shri G. Anant Narayan, whole-time member SEBI, Shri G.P. Garg, Executive Director SEBI, other distinguished guests from SEBI, students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and a warm welcome to all of you for this celebration of the World Investor Week 2024 today, under the aegis of SEBI and ISCO. The World Investor Week is one of the most important events in Indian stock market calendar, a week dedicated to further support initiatives that empower investors with the knowledge and tools needed to succeed in today's rapidly evolving financial landscape. India is the fourth largest capital market in the world in terms of market capitalization after US, China and Japan. NSE's market capitalization has grown more than 115 times in rupee terms since it started its operations in November 93. In this markets for trust, NSE has now over 10 crore unique investors, covering more than 20% of all households in India, directly investing in stock markets. NSE registered investors cover 99.85% of all PIN codes in the country, with only 30 PIN codes not having a registered investor for NSE. More than 19 crore accounts of 10 crore investors, unique investors, are registered with NSE today. Continuing with its founding philosophy of ensuring a fair, efficient, transparent, orderly, and continuous markets. NSE is undertaking 5,889 investor awareness programs in financial year 24. And in the first half of financial year 25 itself, we have conducted 4,205 programs, which has reached 2.3 lakh participants. We have extensively leveraged our social media platforms for investor awareness that gathered impressions of 8.46 crores in the first half of financial 25. NSE has increased the maximum compensation for investors out of our investor protection fund to rupees 35 lakhs from earlier rupees 25 lakhs, which is several times larger than what RBI provides for the bank customers. With the objective of systematically augmenting the corpus of NSE IPFT, the exchange decided to calibrate the contribution of NSE IPF, the corpus of which now stands at 2,237 crore as of September 30, 2024. Across the country, we now have 50 common investor service centers to handle investor complaints for grievance redressal and raising investor awareness. Out of this 50, 37 of these ISCs are now managed by NSE. This year, during the World Investor Week, we are focusing on three themes: basics of investing, technology and digital finance, fraud and scam prevention. We are not just highlighting the latest trends in investing, but are also addressing the real opportunities and challenges that come with them. At the foundation of our efforts is the basics of investing. Regardless of the latest trends of technologies, the core principles remain the same. Smart investors understand what they are investing in. They should look before they leap. They recognize the power of growth the informed investments can have. The technology and digital finance have transformed the way we invest. Today, smartphones and computers give us access to real-time market data, the ability to trade at the click of a button. This shift has opened the capital markets to a broader audience, but as we embrace the digital transformation, we must also recognize its complexities. The speed of information and the ease of transactions can sometimes tempt investors into making hasty decisions. That's why it's more important than ever before to be a smart investor. A smart and empowered investor takes time to research, knows how to use digital tools to their advantage, and understand risk vis-a-vis rewards. A smart investor knows how to distinguish between legitimate information and the misleading content found online or offline. Alongside the benefits of digital finance also comes the challenges of frauds and scams. Unfortunately, technology has also made it easier for fraudsters to target unsuspecting individuals. We appreciate that our regulator SEBI has taken proactive measures and initiatives to mitigate these risks. SEBI has introduced a revamped Scores 2.0 as well as online dispute resolution with an aim to reduce the complaint resolution timelines with features including auto-routing, auto-escalation, and monitoring by designated bodies. This week, we are launching various initiatives and are further accelerating various investor awareness activities. We are excited to introduce initiatives like Digital Vision Board that invites everyone to share their views on India's path to becoming a $10 trillion economy. We are also introducing the Wheel of Financial Wisdom quiz, which is based on the theme of this World Investor Week. As we launch World Investor Week 2024 at NSE, I encourage all of you to wholeheartedly participate in the various activities and initiatives that we have planned this week. We shall together work towards making investors more informed, aware, and empowered to continue to enable a vibrant market ecosystem. Soch kar, samajh kar, invest kar. Thank you. Jai Hind.
the initial remarks setting the tone of this event. And now, Shri Vivek Harlalka, Vice President, Investor Awareness Services and Social Stock Exchange NSE, will give us an overview of the two new initiatives that will be launched for this World Investor Week. Vivek Harlalka.
Hello. A very good afternoon to everyone. So as our MD sir mentioned that we would be launching the Digital Vision Board and the Wheel of Financial Wisdom, let me give you a very quick overview about what exactly this is. So the Digital Vision Board is a strategic framework which outlines India's ambitious journey towards achieving a $10 trillion GDP. It demystifies the whole process by asking 4 simple questions. 1, what do you think are the factors that will drive, towards achieving this kind of a vision? 2, what do you think as a participant and investor are the investment instruments that needs to be used? 3rd, what do you think can disturb or stop this growth process? And 4th, how can you as an individual, as an investor, contribute to this particular journey? So once an investor or a participant responds to these questions, there's a score that is generated. Obviously, there is no absolute right answer, but on the basis of the answers that's been given, we can assess the level of knowledge that the investor probably has. And on the basis of the score, a study material is emailed to that particular participant. The participant is expected to read the material and then take the quiz. On successful completion of the quiz, they will get a participation certificate and will have an opportunity to win exciting prizes. And we'll know much more about it when our chief guest, Sri Anandji, will launch this. So this is one such initiative. And the second one is the launch of the Wheel of Financial Wisdom. Now, the Wheel of Financial Wisdom is a financial education tool which is designed to guide individuals become a more informed and smart investor. It's very simple. It's actually based on the theme of the World Investor Week. So the wheel is actually divided into 3 parts, and each part represents a particular theme. 1 is technology and digital finance. 2, fraud and scam prevention, which is again very, very important. And 3, the core, which is the basics of investing. So the participant is supposed to spin the wheel digitally. We are in the digital world. And once the wheel will stop, it will land on a particular theme. Now, once the wheel stops on a particular theme, there will be information given about the theme because we want to promote this particular theme during this World Investor Week. Then the user or the participant will register and there will be a study material that will be emailed. The participant is expected to go through the study material and will then be asked questions on that particular theme. So it's a very interesting way of engaging the participant, the investor, to learn much more about this particular theme. And again, once you complete the quiz, there is going to be a participation certificate, and you stand a chance to win exciting prizes. And obviously, there's a total prize pool as well from which you can win exciting offers. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview on this particular tools. Thank you.
And now, could I invite our chief guest, Shri Ananthanarayananji, whole-time member SEBI, to please step upon the stage for launching the Digital Vision Board and the Wheel of Financial Wisdom, as also to start the quiz with the click of a button. Sir. I will direct your attention to the screen, everyone. Yes, please. doing the honors, and please stay back. I will just like to inform you that we have about 150 students who are sitting inside the auditorium participating in these initiatives, and we will reward the winners at the end of the ceremony. I will now request you for the keynote address, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ashish Bhai, Mr. Garg, senior officials of SEBI, senior officials of NSC, members of the securities market ecosystem. Thank you so much, Ashish Bhai and NSC, for inviting me here. Always a pleasure to be part of this key week, as Ashish put it, one of the most important weeks during the course of our year, when we celebrate the cause of investor education, investor awareness, and growing the investor base. If we look back at what we have achieved over the last few years and decades, I think the journey has been absolutely amazing. Ashish gave some of the numbers when it came to NSE, and NSE has played a pivotal role in this journey over the years and over the decades. The overall ecosystem as well has seen such remarkable growth over the years. So just a few years back, March 2020, just before COVID hit us, we had about 2.2 crore unique mutual fund investors. That number is now almost 5 crores. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it's already crossed 5 crores. We used to have about 4.2 crore unique demat holders. Today, that number has crossed 10 crore unique demat holders. You know, at SEBI, we try and monitor how many people, unique people, are accessing the securities ecosystem through our universe. That number has now crossed 12 crore people, and the number has been growing very, very rapidly. I think the ecosystem as a whole, whether it's exchanges, clearing corporations, depositories, investors, mutual funds, all kinds of intermediaries, brokers, investment advisors, the entire ecosystem should take a bow. It's been a fantastic journey, and it's setting the foundation for us to achieve our immense economic potential. Because there's no doubt that as a country, for us to achieve our potential, we need capital formation, which means we need to be able to channel risk money into people who want to raise funds, set up new enterprises, new businesses, and create more jobs, more wealth, and then set up a nice virtuous cycle where money comes in, feeds into risk, feeds into new creation of business, and that cycle keeps continuing. So we should take a pause to celebrate what has been achieved so far. And then, of course, that pause should be for a very, very short time, because we still have a long way ahead of us. We don't stop here. Now, this is a unique journey, unlike financial inclusion that RBI and banking system looks at, which is simply a question of trying to get in more and more people into the ecosystem, right? In the case of banking, the government and RBI has had this remarkable success with the Jan Dhan Yojana account system, where financial inclusion and getting people to come in and open bank accounts has been the cornerstone of the strategy. For us, it's a little more nuanced than that. Yes, we need more people to come into the ecosystem, but we also need the people to be completely aware of the risks that come with participating in the ecosystem. So it's a unique balance of both gently pressing the accelerator as well as making sure you know where the brake is, so that you're risk aware and the money that's coming in is coming in a sustained manner rather than in fits and starts. So while we celebrate how much we have done and how much we can still do, we have to be very, very clear about the risks along the journey and make sure that everybody is also thinking about the risks in the journey. So it's a very unique journey that we have to traverse. What is the potential ahead of us? That number is again extremely large. while I said there are 12 crore unique individuals, in fact more than 12 crore now, who access securities market through the SEBI ecosystem, the number of unique individuals who have linked their Aadhaar with PAN is over 55 crores today. That tells you what the potential number of people who can come into the securities market ecosystem is. So we still have a long, long way to go. At the same time, as I mentioned, we have to be very, very conscious of the risks, which is why things like the World Investment Week are so crucial, both to spread the good word about the securities market and to talk about the risks so that people come in with their eyes open. They're fully cognizant of the fact that they are taking on risk. This is not a riskless journey. So what are the risks that are on our mind currently? Some of them you are well aware of, but I will still reiterate. The first thought that comes to mind is around technology. While technology is a huge boon and the awesome systems of our exchanges, our clearing corporations, our depositories, our settlements ecosystem, the fact that we've had a telecom boom, the fact that we are having an internet boom, all this has helped digitization, formalization, and moving people from being savers to being investors. Those are the positives of technology. But technology also comes with a lot of risks. There is this overarching risk of cybersecurity that all of us have to be completely cognizant of and spending a lot of time and attention on. I'm sure people like Ashish spent an enormous amount of time along with their teams and their board and their various committees on ensuring security, resilience of the entire ecosystem. So that remains an area where spreading awareness of how to protect yourself, protect your information, make sure you're not falling to any of the technology-related scams, that investor education and awareness needs to continue on an ongoing basis as well. The second risk that I can think about is complacency. You know, we've had some remarkable years over the last few years. Despite the corrections in the markets over the last few days, Indian markets have been the most consistent return providers over the last many years, and particularly over the last 5 years or so. There's a lot of talk about China markets over the last few days, but over the last 5 years, while Indian markets have given around 15% compounded annual growth rate consistently, Chinese markets are nowhere close to that. It's almost zero. In fact, in some cases, like in Hong Kong, it's actually negative. Now, that's not to say things cannot change going forward, but we've had this remarkable return journey with comparatively low risks. You know, one way you measure risk in markets is the volatility of the actual prices. It's a slightly technical mathematical term, but it's a great way, along with return, of describing the market. Last year, FY24 was a remarkable market for India. We had returns of 28% on our benchmark indices for that fiscal year, with volatility of just 10%. The realized volatility was just 10%. That's like Sone Pe Suhaga. It's like the best of all worlds, low risk and very high return. That unfortunately has a negative side effect. It can build in complacency. We see a lot of young people opening accounts now. They seem to be convinced that this is a one-way street with very high returns and no risk at all. That's not the case. Just because 1 year had low risk does not mean that risk will not be there going forward. So educating people about risks, making sure they're aware about risks is extremely important, and it has to be a collective, challenge for all of us in the ecosystem. What we are trying to do in SEBI is we now have this wonderful investor website. We have this wonderful app called Sarthi, where we are trying to provide unbiased, objective information about risks and returns and about how to do sustained, responsible investing to investors. Our market infrastructure institutions, all the exchanges, the depositories, the clearing corporations, and AMFI and the mutual funds, they've been doing a lot of educational pieces as well, trying to tell people as to how to recognize risk, how to make sure that you understand what is risk and that you come in with your eyes open. But that journey has to continue. You know, one sign of complacency that we see in the markets, if you look at the amount of money which came into stock markets from individual investors, mutual funds, insurance companies, pension funds, and FPIs during FY24, the amount of money that came in was 3.6 lakh crores. Against that, the supply of fresh paper, which is through IPOs, rights issues, QIPs, and so on and so forth, was only 1.95 lakh crores. So the demand-supply mismatch in terms of more demand for paper than supply of fresh paper is a clear sign that there is a bit of a imbalance building in, which by itself leads to short-term growth in markets, but you also worry about whether it's becoming a little too much. So over the last 5 years, more than 40% of mid-cap and small-cap stocks have increased by more than 5 times in price. Again, something that we have to be aware of and educate people about risks. So one of the other things we are doing in SEBI is asking mutual funds to publish stress test results, which is in case you have sharp redemptions, how many days would it take for you to sell down these stocks in your particular schemes. We are also trying to do the same exercise across all mutual funds holistically, which means if the entire industry was to see 10%, 15%, 20% redemptions, what do you think will happen in the markets? We don't expect this to happen, but these are ways in which you measure the risks so that people are aware of these numbers and then come in and invest openly. The other thing we are trying to do, of course, is to ensure that there is good quality supply that comes in through IPOs, through FPOs, and so on and so forth. We are trying very hard in SEBI to make our processes more efficient so that processing IPO time comes down and then more and more paper, good quality paper, can come into the ecosystem. But that remains a big area of making sure people are aware of the risks, and we as an ecosystem do what we can to make people aware of the risks. The last bit that I wanted to talk about is about the use of advice. There's that old saying, which is all roads lead to Rome, but be careful who takes you there. Rome is not a very friendly city for tourists, by the way. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be full of scamsters. So it's a very similar journey for us. There is very little doubt that given our immense economic potential as a country, that over the long term, we should do very, very well. But whom we use as our guide in this journey, when we build our investment portfolio, when we build our financial planning, is very, very crucial. Now, what we need is we need more and more registered intermediaries who are part of this journey. So we have tried to do what we can to increase the number of investment advisors, research analysts. We saw some changes coming through recently that the board approved in this regard. Mutual fund distributors have done a great job. We just want to make sure that their interests remain aligned with that of the investor so that they are part of the journey and have the best interest of the investor at mind. In this regard, again, our entire ecosystem, including exchanges, including market infrastructure institutions, including AMFI, including SEBI, and all of us, we have a big role to play to ensure that the fly-by-night operators, the finfluencers who are doing things with a ulterior motive because they're getting paid by somebody else, that we sift out that kind of advice coming in. So it's again a unique challenge where we need good quality advice, good quality education, and we need to be able to filter out that which is doing things with a vested interest. That again remains a big part of our investment journey and education journey. Again, few of the research that we've come out with in SEBI tries to reiterate the principles of sustained and responsible investing. For instance, we've tried to make it clear that the more you trade as an investor, the chances are the less you will make. Whether it goes into F&O trading or whether it goes into intraday trading or whether it goes into applying for IPOs, churn is not a good idea for long-term investing for most people. This doesn't mean that you don't take risk. This doesn't mean that SEBI does not like risk takers. This doesn't mean SEBI does not like derivatives. We need all of this. We need speculators, we need derivative markets. All we want is participants should be completely aware of the risks and should not be taken in by people who are selling programs saying, you know what, it's easy to become a millionaire or a billionaire, just start trading in these markets and you'll make your money. So sifting through that good and bad remains a critical part of our journey. So I love the tagline that you have, Soch Kar, Samajh Kar, Invest Kar. I think it's a fantastic tagline. What we are doing through the week, and in fact through the year, is part of this awesome journey that we are amidst of, and we are privileged to be a part of, where we see more and more people take part in capital formation in the country by becoming investors, but do so in an informed manner, fully aware of the risks, such that this journey can be sustained rather than subject to ups and downs of risks. I wish all of you a fantastic World Investor Week. Once again, thank you to NSE and the entire set of people here for putting this together. And I wish all the students participating in the programs announced by NSE all the best, and hoping that you become responsible, sustained investors, investing responsibly and contributing to the nation's progress. Thank you very much.
Inspire us to surge ahead. Could I request Shri Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, NSE, to please step upon the stage and present a memento to our chief guest, Shri Ananta Narayananji, whole-time member, SEBI, in order to express gratitude. So, as we know, the bull represents strength, power, tenacity, and resilience. And the bull, along with the common man, is a symbiotic relationship of the people of India and stock exchange. Thank you. So I would request you to please present a memento to our guest of honor, Shri G.P. Garg, Executive Director, SEBI. Please accept this as a token of appreciation. Thank you, gentlemen. You may please take your seats while I request Shri Piyush Chaurasia, Chief Regulatory Officer, NSE, for a special address.
Good afternoon. Chief guest Shri Anant Narayan ji, whole-time member SEBI. Guest of honor Chief GP Garg, editor SEBI. Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO of NSE. Senior functions of SEBI, senior functionaries of NSE and group companies. Market participants, colleagues from NSE, and all the students who are here and in the auditorium. Very warm welcome to all of you. The MD and CEO of NSE and our chief guest, Anant Narayan, they spoke about both the opportunities which we have seen in the Indian markets, as well as the risks which currently investors face, both in terms of returns and in terms of maybe bad advice, right? I will also want to speak on, so this is one of the themes this year for the WIW, which is World Investor Week, is scam protection. So I'll want to speak a little bit about that. So what does that mean, right? So the chief guest spoke about how all roads lead to Rome, but you have to be careful about who takes you there. Now, with the advent of digital technology, what we have seen is the bad roads have increased. While technology can be used also for, and has been used for a lot of investor inclusion, for a lot of ease of investing for people, but what we have also seen is that same technology has also been used or is being used, and this is not just an India phenomena, this is something which the entire world is grappling with, is this has been used against the investors. So what do I mean by that, right? So every one of us is on social media, either Facebook or X or Instagram or WhatsApp, Telegram, and all of those things. Now, we just now saw how we are doing investor awareness, the spin the wheel and all these kind of things through social media, right? So just like we are doing investor awareness, investor misawareness also happens through social media. So what we see is that a lot of scams, which are in the form of yahan invest karo and you will get so much returns, right? So in the past 1.5 year, what NSE has done is we have issued 234 press releases. And these are specific releases regarding specific modus operandis, which are either assured returns, these are either some kind of apps and mechanisms, which earlier we used to call as double trading, but now they have become more digital in nature. Or these are Telegram and WhatsApp groups, which basically offer you free advice, right? So whenever we come to know about it, or when we proactively figure out by ourselves, because we have an entire mechanism around that, what we have been doing is issuing press releases regarding those specific instances, but also regarding the modus operandi with which these kind of players play in the market. What we have also seen is that brokers, including foreign brokers, FPIs, their names are being used a lot of times. That look, this is a foreign broker. Otherwise, you cannot deal with them. But because you are coming through us, you are able to deal with these marquee names, right? So this is another modus operandi which we have seen. We have also spoken and in touch with those kind of foreign intermediaries that you also need to issue these kind of press releases, that you do not offer these kind of schemes and you have nothing to do with these things. What SEBI also has been doing, and NSE has been helping them, is talking to the social media platforms themselves. So I spoke about how we have issued 234 press releases. What we have also done is we actually have, thankfully, a court order now which mandates that the social media platforms need to take down bad content as and when we raise it to them within a specified timeline. However, that all is like curative. What we are looking at now is more preventive measures, because we do not want these kind of messages to actually be on the social media platforms. So SEBI is actually talking very proactively with the government agencies, talking to the social media agencies of how we stop these messages from being published rather than finding and then trying to take them down, because that's like a whack-a-mole, right, which doesn't work. Because you take down one message, another pops up somewhere else. And these messages are probably in lakhs, and we are able to maybe take down something in thousands, right? So that's always a losing game. So we are in touch with, I think, social media platforms, the global social media platform, that how do we, because we know that technology can basically work on, help us in this. How is a problem created by technology, but this can also be solved through technology, through different kind of AIs, GNAIs, etc., which can find these kind of bad messages and either not allow them to be put up or take them down on its own immediately. So I think SEBI will continue to work with this on this, and we will support them in this initiative. That's all from me. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us while addressing this August gathering on this joyous and significant occasion. I will now request our chief guest, Shri Anantanarayanji, whole-time member SEBI, along with our guest of honor, Shri G.P. Garg, Executive Director SEBI, Shri Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD, CEO NSE, Shri Piyush Chaurasia, Chief Regulatory Officer NSE, Dr. Harish Ahuja, Senior Vice President, Head Sustainability, Product and Strategy Development, Power and Carbon Markets, Listing, Investor Awareness and Services, Social Stock Exchange NSE, Shri Vivek Harlalka, Vice President NSE, to please step upon the stage for the ringing of the bell to mark this occasion. So ladies and gentlemen, please do join me in cheering when the customary 5-second countdown will begin. We all will put our hands together. आप सभी मेरे साथ काउंटडाउन की गिनती में शामिल हो जाइएगा और तालियों की गूंज के साथ हम बेल रिंगिंग को सजाएंगे. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, gentlemen. You may please take your seats in the audience while Shri Vivek Harlalka will now showcase the new investor awareness initiatives with you.
Thank you, Mansi. So what we'll do now is, we will give you a very quick glimpse of the kind of work that we've done and obviously speak about the new initiatives that, we plan to launch in this World Investor Week. So very quickly, we'll just go through some key points in the form of a snapshot. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Can we move on to the next slide, please? Yeah. So over here, if you see in terms of the investor awareness, which is extremely key, a lot of emphasis is given to this. And thanks to SEBI, which has always given us a lot of guidance, we are quite happy to share that this year, in terms of the number of IIP programs that we've conducted, it is 4,205, which is more than double of what we did during the same time last year. As you can see, we've covered quite a few number of states and union territories, which is 34, 11 languages, 520 districts. And this is all possible because of SEBI's support and the commitment from our top leadership. We work very closely with a lot of smarts, with SEBI certified. So by smarts, we mean securities market trainers. Again, if you see, there's almost a 4-fold increase in the number of smarts that NHC engages with. Now, this is a big jump from 88 to more than 350. So, we make use of the services so that we spread this message. And again, it's important we cover different segments of the society, which is reflected in the chart. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Investor awareness and financial literacy is one thing, but doing skill development is another, which requires a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment. And the whole objective is to make the youth employable or provide self-employment opportunities. NSC and the government of Uttarakhand, in the presence of SEBI, has signed an MOU, and it is under the name of the project Gaurav, which is giving of additional upskilling resources and value. We are happy to share that we've trained almost 1,800 students under this particular project. And you can see the cost details. And on this front, we also plan to undertake this particular skill development program activity under the guidance of SEBI in states of Assam, Odisha, Goa, Jammu and Kashmir, Chhattisgarh, and NSC may also undertake this in Telangana and one or two northeastern states. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Media, again, plays a very, very important role when it comes to spreading awareness and spreading information. NSE follows a 360 comprehensive media coverage program. I won't read through these numbers, but as you can see on the screen, we give a lot of importance to social media. Technology is something which is very, very important. A lot of creatives have been formed in the form of static images, videos, reels, and so on and so forth. And obviously, this is in addition to the traditional media, that is TV and radios. Can we move to the next slide, please? Again, digital footprint is important. And NSE had launched, almost a year back, Shashakt Niveshak, Pathway to the $5 trillion Economy podcast series, where thought leaders from the capital markets share the views on various topics of financial literacy, investment products, good habits of investing, and so on and so forth. And we can see that SEBI walks the talk. They have Shri Anandji, again, has been a speaker. Shri Gargji has also been a speaker on this podcast. And obviously our MD and CEO who's very much committed to this. So we've had 17 such podcasts with views of more than 6 lakhs. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Again, digital footprint becomes important. In addition to doing investor awareness programs, what also becomes important is to engage, with the youth and the people in general. So here we share, the study material and encourage students, to participate in the quiz. So it's more like a self-paced learning with an incentive, of winning prizes. As you can see on the screen, we've done 4 such quizzes with 25,000 participants so far. Can we move on to the next slide, please? And yes, here comes the final slide in terms of the new initiatives. We are very thankful to you, sir, for launching the Digital Vision Board in the Wheel of Financial Freedom, sir. Thank you very much. And as you can see, we also plan to do IPs with non-profit organizations because NSE wants to mobilize differently abled people because even they have an income, and it's important to have that kind of a financial inclusion. Investor Awareness Anthem, again, is very, very important, which is based on the theme of Soch Kar, Samajh Kar, Invest Kar. Quiz Series 5, which is in continuation to the series of quizzes that we've done in the past. And obviously, the NSE Bull with a common man is very, very important. So we plan to have, a contest as well on that. May I request the team to kindly play the video? And before we move ahead, I just want to thank the entire leadership team and the entire team of NSE who have worked very hard to achieve these kind of numbers. Thank you. Can we play the video?
Thank you, and time now to present awards to the quiz winners of a Digital Vision Board and Wheel of Financial Wisdom. Could I request our chief guest to please step upon the dais and present these awards? So ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned earlier, we had just taken the quiz inside in the auditorium. I will request Ashish sir to please join us as also our guest of honor. So I will first begin with the winners of the Digital Vision Board, Sagar Kadam. We will be presenting the awardees with goodie bags and the ONDC vouchers will be mailed to them later. Sagar Kadam, congratulations. Next, Prachi Ashar. Congratulations to you, Prachi. Next is again another Prachi, Prachi Bhatt. Many congratulations to you, Prachi. I will announce the name of the next winner, Sahil Sawant. Congratulations, Sahil. And next, which is the fifth and last winner of the Digital Vision Board, is Soham Patil. Hearty congratulations to you, Soham. Let us now move to the winners of the Wheel of Financial Wisdom, Ritika Gupta. Congratulations, Ritika. We have an hat trick of Prachis, Prachi Harkat. Okay, that's Princey Hurkat. Next is Darshana Kudalkar. Congratulations, Darshana. The next winner is Sahil Sawant. So Sahil, congratulations yet again on the second award. So let us hear it loud for Sahil. He has won awards in both the categories, the Digital Vision Board as well as the Wheel of Financial Wisdom. And the last is Bhagyashri Suryavanshi. Hearty congratulations to you, Bhagyashri. So as I mentioned earlier, along with these goodie bags, the winners will be getting ONDC vouchers and those will be mailed to them later. So could I request Ashish sir to now present the coffee table books and the bell mementos to our guests, beginning with our chief guest, Shri Ananta Narayanji, whole-time member SEBI. As you can see, please, Ashish sir. This, as you can see, is a mini replica of the bell that has been placed on the stage, which was rung a while ago, and the coffee table book as well. Our guest of honor, Shri G.P. Garg, Executive Director, SEBI. Thank you, gentlemen. Please take your seats in the audience. And now, the closing remarks and the vote of thanks will be delivered by Dr. Harish Ahuja, Investor Awareness and Services Head, NSE.
Good afternoon, everyone. Shri Anant Narayan ji, whole-time member SEBI, Shri Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO NSE, Shri G.P. Garg, Executive Director SEBI, officials from SEBI, my colleagues from NSE, my entire team, dear students. As we come to the close of today's event, on behalf of National Stock Exchange, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to each one of you for making this day a successful day, a day of learning, engagement, and curation, as we kick off World Investor Week 2024, led by SEBI and IOSCO. Firstly, my special thanks to our distinguished speaker for sharing their invaluable insights on the topics of technology and digital finance, fraud and scam prevention, and basics of investing. Your insights and experience have truly set the stage for thoughtful discussions throughout the week. I would like to extend our gratitude to SEBI officials for their continued support and guidance, particularly for today, while launching the Vision Board and Wheel of Financial Wisdom quiz, and for all their efforts in driving investor awareness and financial literacy pan-India, and now skilling also. As we start the World Investor Week, I encourage each of you to take full advantage of the programs we are lined up in coming days, whether it's engaging with the Digital Vision Board or participating in the Wheel of Financial Wisdom. These tools and resources are designed to empower you to become a smarter and more informed investor. I would like to thank you, especially Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan Sahab, our MD and CEO, for his vision and dedication to investor education and awareness and skilling. Finally, a big thank you to all my team members, team marketing, Saurav, Tanmay, Priya, team admin, Jamalji, our strategy, Kiranji, my team, my own team, Vivek, Gaurav, Ankita, Nand, Gaurav Motwani, everyone. I think they have done really hard work to put this show on live. And they also made a lot of efforts to make this screening, factful and impactful. Once again, thank you for being here, and let's continue to work towards to build a future where every investor is informed, empowered, and protected. Have a wonderful day ahead, and we look forward to your participation throughout the week. Namaskar, thank you, Jai Hind. Lunch is being served. I request you to join us for the lunch. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. On that highly cheerful and positive note, we conclude this function. Kindly proceed for lunch that has been arranged for guests and students in the adjoining foyer.